The original text of this story contains links back to all referenced prior stories for context. A link to the text post can be found in the video's description.
In this journey, I have made a lot of acquaintances. For such a not people person, people tend to be drawn to me, and this comes as a shock and even annoyance to me sometimes. I am good to the ones I like, try to maintain a civil indifference to the ones I'm even on, and a marked indifference to the ones I don't like. New people tend to not like me at first and usually warm up to me. It is my sense of humor and the fact that I possess a seemingly endless supply of information about infuriatingly useless details that throws some newcomers. Today, we will talk about a recently acquired new friend whose initial dislike of me was more because he thought I was a criminal than the fact that I talk a lot when I get excited. It starts with a phone call. Normally, I wouldn't answer unknowns, but it was from a 363-373 exchange, so it would be from the city of Greensboro or some other entity downtown. Me? Hello? Hey, Philip, it's me. You gotta be more specific. Detective Woodcock. Oh, my arch nemesis Wood Penis. I thought we were done. It's not that, I hate to say this. Sir, you are a law enforcement officer, and I am an international law-abiding citizen. What could you possibly want from me? I kind of need you. I repeat, what could you need me for? For a case I have been handed, it is right up your alley. And by up your alley, you're saying, this is some Mo Phillips shit. But you established that we couldn't prove that you were Mo. I still have my suspicions. But no proof, lest I would have been indicted by now. Closest we got was a composite sketch. I need to see this shit. I can't. You can, and you will. You're on your desk line. My data invoice works simultaneously. Text me that shit. Fine. Sent. This isn't funny. It's hilarious. That looks like some shit some fat guy doodled while working at his desk job. Flip note. Huh. That is what the witness and the sketch artist came up with. And since that is clearly not even almost Jew, we had to leave it alone. I knew that eventually he might get enough of me wasting his time, so I allowed him his chance to get on into it. Me. Okay. So what is this wild-ass crime that you need the assistance of the alleged by you, Mo Phillips? Wood Penis. I can't believe I'm about to fucking say this. I need a drink. Sir, we are on the clock. Tell me what you want from me. Okay, so fuck me. I went to the academy for this shit. There was a shipment of these app-driven smart dildos that have apparently taken off on TikTok. Only one store in Greensboro was supposed to be getting them. Bless you. Thank you. So someone gets wind of the shipment and steals them all. At the amount that each of these things costs, nicking a whole case of them counts as a pretty big felony. They're trolling you. Who? Your employers. How? Don't you think it is just a little silly and even embarrassing that a detective named Wood Penis is assigned a case involving dildos? Damn it to fucking hell. Are you helping me or not? And fuck up my street cred. I'll be kicked out the gang. What gang? We have a whole jacket on you, and best we can tell is whatever it is you might have ever been up to has been solo. Innocent of whatever that was you tried to trick me into, saying, they put me out the gang, swoo and such. Philip, you were never seen wearing a red shirt until 2 years ago, like in your adult life. And don't use no C words around me, Officer Wood. Book. How do you even pronounce that? It doesn't matter. I said he might get on to me wasting his time. I didn't say I would stop doing it. Wood Penis, stop fucking around, please. Me. Look, I'ma help you, but not because we're old buddies or because I have this immense respect for the police. I'ma do it because this shit is funny and because every time you willingly enter a conversation with me, it is your tacit agreement to be subjected to me and these dick jokes. God damn it. I went on to explain in detail how what he told me of this reeked less of an organized crime, more of the doings of a low street level kind of deal. If it had been organized, then the digital dinguses would likely never have made it to Greensboro. There would have been a box of something else, perhaps of a similar weight, but they would never have made it onto that delivery truck. The fact that the delivery driver was not subdued suggests that they were either on it or terribly incompetent, with the latter being the more likely. As crimes go, this is beneath me, Mo, and should be watched in areas where low-level criminals might try to offload ill-gotten goods. No pawn shops will be taking in a case of dildos, so start with Craigslist and the Bookface marketplace in groups, then fan out. Starting here would at least embed him in the criminal element and savvy enough people who might be willing to deal in such a commodity. With these instructions, he was to report back to me with what he found.
He took 3 days. What'd you find? Trauma, man. Trauma. What? These motherfuckers need Jesus or therapy. Both is an option. Fair. So what'd you find? The driver is not involved. There was a substitute on the delivery that day, a new guy who had never had that route before because the normal driver was sick. Shit. So at some point on his route, someone simply entered the truck and made off with the box of the merchandise. We do know for fact that the case was scanned onto the truck before he arrived for his shift. You say merchandise as if you didn't already tell me that they were masturbation aids. I'm really beginning to not like you. Heard that before. So anyway, we've pulled all available surveillance from everywhere the driver stopped, and nothing. How'd you know? You said available surveillance, meaning the thieves struck where there were no cameras. You've never considered this as a career option? Fuck no. Just thought I'd ask. Don't ever insult me again. So, what now? Aim lower. This is some tweaker shit. They cased this UPS truck to see when it would not be watched. They didn't know what they were taking until they had it, and now they don't know how to get it off. Well, I'll be damned. The longer this goes, the more extremely they will slip up. Got you. So, again, I ask, for my entertainment, I would suggest hitting the dark web and try to find an orgy or a swingers party, but I don't think anyone is setting up a merch able at those, and I kind of think they would sniff out a cop from a mile. My next best bet would be to go back to where this started and see what shakes there. TikTok? Indeed. I do that every day, multiple times, nothing yet. My tax dollars hard at work. Stop it. Anything else? You're going to have to get filthy. Filthy hell. Look for content creators who might benefit from having one of these things. You're going to have to do the dark side of Reddit. You're going to have to look into OnlyFans, and you're going to have to... Tumblr. You think you might help me with that part? You think, fuck that. You don't pay me. Shit. I guess I have to wait until this cesspool. Enjoy. So, several days pass. I had assumed that this whole ordeal either crossed into none of Phlip's fucking business territory, or the more likely outcome that GPD lost interest and chose to go harass black teenagers over off of MLK, as they have done since I was one of those teenagers in the 90s. Nope. The phone rang. Phlip, it's me. We got this motherfucker. If you keep calling me like this, my wife person is eventually going to have questions. And if you intend to complicate my marriage, the least you could have to offer is some pussy. What? Nothing. I'm bullshitting. Shoot. Well, wait, no. Don't shoot. Not funny. Go ahead. You ever heard of Eco ATM? Yeah. It's where tweakers and teenagers sell stolen and or broken but barely serviceable iPhones for cash to pay for pills. That was detailed. I grew up on the east side and live on the south side. I've seen some shit. Anyway, we get a call about a disturbance in the vestibule at Walmart on the south side. Told you. Fuck. Anyway, some guy is trying to go back and forth to the Eco ATM in the entranceway and starts causing a disturbance when the machine wouldn't let him complete the transaction for his cash. Pillhead, meth dragon, which was it? Hold on. When the machine wouldn't recognize the device as the kind of thing that it would buy, he starts approaching women in the parking lot asking if they'd heard of them on TikTok and tried to sell them for cash. So Walmart called you? No, a woman who was at the store with her daughter did. Even better. When we arrived to the store, we found him still in the parking lot arguing with a man whose wife had been waiting in the car for him to come out. And he ran. How'd you know? This was meth, bro. So he tries to run and misjudges the turn leaving the complex and goes over the median, totally hammering his front tires and fucked his rear suspension. Caught in his seatbelt, he was unable to get out and run before there were cruisers on him with guns drawn. White guy. Yeah, but how did... Because I didn't hear on the news about the execution in the Walmart parking lot a mile and a half from my house. So he surrenders. We find all the dildos, all of them, still on the back seat of his car. Hell, I told you to get filthy, but didn't know you'd have to go to hell with it. Well, I thank you for your assistance, Moa. Who? Just thank you. Does this mean you owe me favors and shit now? Don't push this. We're still not buddies with penis. Don't think you just gonna be calling me to do your job for you. I got a cop that owes me some favors. How can I Raymond Reddington this shit?